Okay, gentlemen, great. So what we started with today, and I hope the people at home do this too, you may notice under week 6 on the modules over here, you've got something at the bottom. Now, for you guys in the live class, I just turned it on today. If you look at that bottom link, it's got ENVM week number 6 practice exam or practice questions. These were the same 6 questions that I gave to you guys. Now, what I do have that I'm willing, if there are problems that with you guys, I can do a Scantron. Dave noticed this on my phone, that I can go through now and see if there were any questions or how question by question you did. I can do an item analysis. So I've got some good news. First question, everybody got it right. Second question, we had one person get it wrong, still pretty daggone good. The correct answer was B, or excuse me, A, and you did that, somebody put B. Third question, we had basically, and I tell you what happened here, I just looked, I put one too many papers, somebody had double scanned, so guess what, let me get rid of that. So the third question, I had one person get it right, and that was A answer. So the answer was A there. And again, on the modules online are all the proper answers, but I want you guys, one of the ones that nobody had, like read question number 5. Let's look at that. So as you look at question number 5, how did you guys think about it? I want to spend a little bit of time talking through this. What did you see there? When you guys read this question, what are you reading for? It's a long question, isn't it? So as you're reading it, I want you guys to try this. This is how I do word problems. The first thing I do is I'm reading it, and IH is sampling for mold. I could care less on this test what they're sampling for. I know you guys are going to be shocked. It says, okay, the first piece of information, 20 liters per minute, 5 minutes. So I would underline that or make sure I highlighted that. I don't really care that they're using an auger plate or an Anderson impactor. Obviously, it's quality control. And when you ship it to the lab, you may want to underline, okay, they're doing 72 hours. Again, that's quality control. The lab counts the number of colonies after 72 hours. But then it says the pump is calibrated at plus or minus 0.5, and the lab has a precision or plus or minus 15. And then it asks me, so all the earlier information was kind of there to distract you. It says, what was the overall precision of the air sampling results? Wait a minute, I got 2 errors. All I've got to do is determine the error there. So I remember my formula. The error is equal to the square root of the error of the first one squared plus the error of the second one. When you do that, you'll end up with 0.158, so the correct answer C. So again, if you guys have any questions, you have those in front of you. I'll walk it through you. Same thing as I look through the Scantron and look at number 6, nobody got that right. What do you guys think the number 1 answer was there? Who is responsible and accountable? And you guys remember me saying this? Who does the performance reviews on employees? Do you all do it as the health and safety director? So remember, line management's responsible. You guys did really good on all the other questions, I mean, within reasons. And obviously, if you go in and try this exam, it doesn't count against you. I gave you guys 99 tries on it, and you get the right answers. So this is where I'm trying to get you to practice for the final exam, okay? Because these questions are going to be similar to what they're doing. Now, not exactly. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, on quiz number 2, you asked the question,
Right?
What best describes the decimal unit for sound pressure?
Right? What question am I referring to on this one? I
Big
think
question
it's
number 3.
question number 3. Awesome.
You said the correct answer is A.
Yep.
But on the
That's
quiz,
right.
you say the correct answer is the linear ratio of actual sound pressure to a reference sound pressure.
That's why I picked.
So here's my thing. What is sound pressure? It should be logged. So maybe I had it wrong on the quiz. So one or the other, send me that one if you got it counted off on your alls. But it should be the log ratio of actual sound pressure to a reference. So if I did that, I thought I corrected that in the module. It should be. That's why I'm doing this, to review with you guys, okay? And any of those questions, make sure I do that, okay? So the other one I want you guys to look at was pretty low, nobody got, and I think it was the timing. This is kind of artificial. On the final, there'll be 45 questions. There'll be 45 questions like this, you'll have 180 minutes. You guys notice, I only gave you 40 minutes to do 20 questions, right? So I didn't give you enough time. I knew that, but I wanted you to get a feel for, and we're gonna do this again next week. I'll do another quiz with you, or I call it a practice exam to kind of get you ready for the final. But I want you guys to look at 17, 18, 19, and 20, and just to make sure, and again, you don't have to memorize these. If you go into the module I gave you, you'll see I already gave you these, but 17 is B, 18 is, let me make sure I get the right answer here, A, so I don't mess up again, Dave. 19 is B, and 20 is B. And you guys, even online or here, you're gonna have the right answers, but if you can't work them, come back. I think I've given you guys some of the answers, but make sure that you work through, and I'll even send you the examples, okay?
Now for 17, why wouldn't it be A?
Okay, so let me look at 17. I tell you this, I don't have them memorized. So you guys may realize I do these fresh every year, so they're not the same one, sorry. So what typical activity could be the development of de Quervain syndrome? So what is de Quervain syndrome? It's forceful gripping and twisting is what causes it. And motorcycle riders, the answer. Now, which one did you think it was?
Jackhammering.
Jackhammering. What's that gonna create?
It's
Renault's, white finger. It's more Renault. But why is jackhammering not gonna do it? You're not twisting.
Yeah, you do.
No, on jackhammering, you're just holding it, it's going up and down. You don't twist on it. Most jackhammers I've seen, and the ones say, unless there's something new, but
Self-propelled self-propelled gasoline jackhammers that we use for putting in tent stakes, they twisted.
mhm.
Had an accelerator like, I think they were like a Rhino 2 or something, had an accelerator like a motorcycle.
Most jackhammers industrial, they just go up and down. I've never seen a personal one. So Dave, yeah, maybe that frame of reference, but I want you to know what's the difference between de Quervains and Renault's. That's why I asked that. Okay?
Alright.
Cool? You guys have it? Like I said, practice. They've got these for the online people. They get the same thing. They had it a few days earlier and you all. Here's kind of what the lineup will look like. Again, we'll have one more module next week, but let's go through now, this particular module here. Let's do the lecture on it. So welcome to week 6. I hope you guys enjoyed the exam. And by the way, Dave, that is, if you ever want a great app, what I did for you guys with the Scantron, it's called ZipGrade. And if you ever need that, it works very well. Let me show them. Basically a Scantron, I do it with my phone. I can instantly find out with the phone for you guys, and there's only 3 of you, statistical data. So what do you think the average on this was? I didn't give you enough time, so the average is going to be low. What do you think the average number correct was? 45, 41. 41%, 8.3 points, okay, or 8.3 out of 20. What do you think the max was? 9. What was the low? 7. So you guys grouped it all together. That means pretty good. Here's the great thing this does, and I don't know if you guys knew this. I can actually go down, because there's only 3 of you, I can't get a lot of stats, but there's something called a differential factor that kind of looks at the question and what's going on. Like, I'll give you a good example. I don't know why, but for the 3 of you, and it's not perfect stats, question number 9, they tell me, hey, I had 1 person get it right, but I had 2 miss it, and it gave it a very low differential factor. So people that did very well on the test missed number 9. So I don't know what the question was, but as an instructor, it allows me to go back and say, hey, what do I need to do on that to make it better, a better question? So you guys will hear me say this. Whenever I give tests, they always change because I try to go back and make them better every time, and quizzes too. That's something you can use. So anyway, by the way, you guys know it, the answer for number 9 was B as in Bravo. And you can see that on there too. You got it right, didn't you? You want to turn around and tell them, nah, 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 nah. No, that's the other thing too. You guys can compare these when I give these back, okay? Cool. It's a great app, Dave, just so you know. Yes, my phone does great. Scantrons.
I'm used to the Scantrons if you put the machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Why is this much better? Because how much does this ZipGrade app cost?
Nothing.
Nothing. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm a cheap college professor. Let's talk about this then. Let's do this. You guys, I want you to do a quick 5-minute break and then we'll get started on this module.